Hey friends, so last year during cherry blossom season, I made a DIY cherry blossom tree. And it's probably been one of the highlights of my YouTube channel, you know, it's gotten a good amount of views, and a lot of my friends have seen it and have been really amazed by it, so I feel like it was a really great project to do. But yet again, it's still a fake cherry blossom tree. It's not the real thing. And I feel like I had such a good time during cherry blossom season when I was living in Japan, and real cherry blossoms completely beat fake cherry blossoms. So real cherry blossoms are something that I've been really wanting to go see and go back to Japan to experience as well. Can't really go back to Japan for the time being, so I have to enjoy the real cherry blossoms in California, which luckily there are. Probably coming in second place after Washington, DC. California has some really great cherry blossom festivals and great cherry blossom options. You can go to Japanese botanical gardens in San Francisco or in Saratoga, and pretty much anywhere around the Bay Area there are going to be places that have cherry blossoms. Now I just don't really want to go to a crowded botanical garden and pay an entry fee in order to see cherry blossoms. I want something a little more organic, a little more natural, and something that reminds me a little more of Japan, just because the cherry blossom trees are everywhere in Japan. If you go to like Nakameguro, that's a really great area. Ueno also has a lot in Ueno Park, and in one of my cherry blossom videos on the channel from way back when, I actually did go with my friends to a botanical garden in Shinjuku, and we did pay an admission fee, but we got some really great pictures and had a really good time, so it was completely worth it. But I was thinking, where in the Bay Area or just in Northern California in general is there a good place to just enjoy the cherry blossom trees and maybe take pictures without having to deal with a whole botanical garden situation or just like a crowd in general? And so I found this blog on mustloveroses.com, and of course it lists the usuals, but one place that is listed is the city of San Ramon. And if this does turn out well, I feel like this is a complete hidden gem for cherry blossoms. San Ramon is a bit far removed from the Bay Area. For perspective, it's around an hour away from San Jose and maybe around 30 minutes away from Fremont, so it is a little bit of a drive to get there. If it is as great as some of the pictures I've seen, then this is going to be the new hidden gem for cherry blossom season for sure. Now there actually was a pretty decent storm in the Bay Area recently, and there was a lot of wind and a lot of rain, so I kind of thought that maybe the cherry blossoms at the peak would have already died off by now, just because the storm was a little bit brutal, and cherry blossoms just aren't very good at living very long. But the cherry blossom tree outside my house, I used kind of that as a point of reference to see how well cherry blossoms are blooming, and it's still doing pretty well, so I think I'm just gonna make the trip today. We're gonna see what's up in San Ramon, and hopefully I can title this video the cherry blossom hidden gem in Northern California that you never knew about. So let's go. Okay, so I'm at the gas station right now. I'm honestly like kind of low-key regretting my decision to make this trip, but you know what? It's okay. It's gonna happen anyways. It's just that gas is so expensive. It's actually crazy. Like, let me just show you guys. Can you see that? Like, what? That's crazy! So I just mapped it out. It's 15 minutes away, which is not horrible, not too bad. I don't think there's very much traffic either, so it should be pretty chill. Just a quick 50-minute drive. I mean, that's not quick, but 50-minute drive, and we'll be there and we'll see some awesome things. It's gonna be fine. I'm telling myself this, I'm not telling you guys this. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna have lots of fun today. It'll be great. Let's go.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head. You know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want. Kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah.
So this is what I expected when I came to San Ramon in order to search for cherry blossoms, and you know, just like how the blog depicted. And there are cherry blossom trees in San Ramon. That's not a lie. There are a good amount actually, compared to, let's say, my area. Maybe not as much of a botanical park, but what is the reality of the situation? Well, the reality is a lot of the pictures that were depicted on the blog, or just pictures of San Ramon cherry blossoms in general, have been replaced with this kind of tree. So to my disappointment, I feel like this isn't necessarily the place to come for cherry blossoms. The blog depicted that they litter the streets, and in some situations that is the case, but they're usually in the middle of the street, so you're not necessarily able to access them for actual footage or for actual pictures. And all the other cherry blossoms trees that litter the area are usually in people's front yards or backyards, so not really feeling comfortable to take pictures there or to film there. Now the footage that I did actually take is from this park, Rancho San Ramon Community Park. There are a few cherry blossom trees. I don't think it's necessarily worth your while if you're gonna travel a long distance to come to take pictures of cherry blossoms. I won't say I had super high expectations, but I was kind of wondering where the cherry blossom trees were compared to what the blog said about cherry blossom pretty much being everywhere in San Ramon. I think the most disappointing thing is there just aren't the rows of cherry blossom trees anymore right off the street. So still, the best bet is to go to a Japanese garden in order to fulfill your cherry blossom fantasies if you're in the Bay Area. I mean, do I regret coming all the way here and not finding cherry blossom trees? Just a little bit, just a little bit. That's kind of how life is. You need to experience things to know what's actually there, and you need to try it out for yourself. So this is probably going to be a short video with a kind of disappointing ending. I feel like with cherry blossoms and just with everything in general, disappointment is going to happen, so I can't be too sad. And at least now I know that, you know, if I want to see these red trees, I feel like that's that's an option too now. But for cherry blossoms, San Ramon might not be the best option anymore. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The support really helps. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers at least sometime this year, hopefully even more, but we'll see. And I'll see you next time. Peace.